Hey there guys, and welcome back to NIMBY Rails live. Hopefully you can see and hear me, or I've started talking too early, one or the other. There should be slightly less of a delay this time. I think I worked out where the delay was coming from, and so I hope that's better. Maybe. I guess the best bet is to just sort of get into it and hope that everything's working as it should be. So I will turn on that screen so that we can see everything. Today, I think my plan would be to start in Paddington because I'm a bit bored of Cornwall. So I'm going to work out back towards where I got to last time. Let's turn the game speed down a bit because it's very laggy in Paddington, or just in London in general. So, once again, as normal, we start with signals. I guess a signal on every mainline platform is a good shout. Definitely. Hi Jacob and Transport Fan. Right, yeah, signals. And then that one is also National Rail, I think. The junctions get a little complicated here, and I think they're all bi-directional as well, which is just adds to the confusion. Yeah, this is complicated. Right. So the underground is completely separate-ish. I will just put in some signals there, otherwise I'll get confused at a later date. Crossrail doesn't need anything until up here. I will put it in now, though, so I don't have to remember to come back to it. Needs to remember not to go the wrong way out of the siding or the crossover. Wait, what? There's just a crossover, and then I'm confused. Why would this exist? I guess no, Crossrail is technically both lines are bi-directional, but I'm going to stick with single directional lines. So, and then there's the turn back siding. That's the bit I was trying to get to. I knew that was up here somewhere. In fact, there's two of them. And my crossovers between them are a bit weird because there's a limit to what I can do in this game. So we'll just put a good evening 375 and was it Merrion? I hope I've remembered that. So that's always, so they can't come the wrong way down. And then work out what's going on with every other track. I think this is the line in. And that's that one. And then these two are both lines out, which I'll just have like that. And they can come off automatic there. You had fun at Bedford as the... Yeah, ECS moves can get in the way, can't they? It is always interesting. Sometimes the signalers do choose weird orders. What have we got going on down here? So, there's a lot of crossovers out of Paddington, and I'm pretty sure everything is bi-directional. Yes, it is. Okay, how am I going to deal with that? We're looking at, that's where Crossrail comes in. So, and technically all of Crossrail is bi-directional, but I'm ignoring that for now. Then there is a point at which we get to single directional tracks, and that is over here somewhere. So if I move up, definitely here, everything's, I think, single. Oh no, but that's where that track comes out. That's that one, I think, by the looks of it. So it's bi-directional from that point. Really? All the way from back there? I might have to take some creative liberties with the signalling here. So, where's that set of points? Is that further up? No, because I've gone all the way to mainline here. I'm trying to work out, 375, what's going on with the Paddington signalling and all of the bi-directional tracks. And I'm not totally sure where that set of points is. Because everything about this junction is confusing. I think it's this one. Potentially. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I think. I think it's that set of points. It just doesn't look like it. But now that I've found it, I can potentially work around that. So it's definitely from here, up, down, up, and, well, down on one of these tracks, but basically that's what we've got. It's up, down here. I can put in the arrows. Let's do that. That would be useful, wouldn't it? Flip. There we go. 200 kilometers. Where are you getting to in 200 kilometers? These both need to be always. But still, you shouldn't be able to get anywhere 200 kilometers away. That's a bit far. You can only get to Paddington. I wouldn't have counted that as 200 kilometers. It's not so much why Crossrail's taken so long. Like, Crossrail kind of splits off the main line here, and actually that's not too bad. It's just the actual approach to the mainline terminus that every track is bi-directional, and I don't really know how I want to signal it. I think if I have a up, down, down pattern, that works. Fingers crossed. So if I put a signal there, and I've got lost again. Maybe on this line, so that's the third one down. We're going out. Fourth line, we're going in. Then another out. And yet another out. And these two sidings compact down. This is very confusing. North is towards, I say the major city. It's not. It's a bit more complex than that. It's towards the city that the company was based out of before British Rail, I think. So typically up is towards London. There's a couple of companies where it's different. I can't think of any off the top of my head, but I know, I can't remember what company it is, but I know the line between Birmingham and Derby, up is towards Derby. But yeah, typically it's up is towards London. It's also platform 1. If it's only 2 platforms, platform 1 is towards London or up. Although that changes anytime there's more than 1 platform. So, okay, so I might have to just leave it at that, honestly. I might not be able to get in any more signals. If I set that to always, and the other one that I've now lost, up here, to always, if I set these to be Belises, and then another signal there, also set to always, with a Belise after it, I think that might be all I can do. So that should go into Belises. That signal should be able to get to, honestly, the vast majority of platforms. The only platform I can't get to is platform 1. How far back would I have to run to do it? Yeah, I'll probably still be going in about an hour, 375, so hopefully I'll see you then. How to get to platform 1? I'd have to be on at least the 2nd track. back here. So I guess if all the way back here I accepted that this one might have to be flipped, I could do it. Brings me back down to this set of points. There, I think. No, because I can get there from that signal. So there. What? Oh, that comes up on the outside. Okay. So if I flip that and flip that back, this is all very confusing, but I might get something working in the end. That should let me into platform 1. It does. This signal lets me into some more platforms. It does. And then to get into the far 2, I have to be coming in up one of the top 2 lines here, which I can do, I just don't have signals for yet. So I don't need one until there, strictly speaking. Have a signal release there. Have that be set to always. And I think that is everything. Coming out is a bit more complicated, but I assume there's some way you can get to from every platform. I'll probably just say a release there to clear stuff, and signals coming out of these sidings. Though, should I say that third track was the other direction? This is going to be complicated. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with this, honestly. This might have worked better pre-signalling. Before signals were available, this would have worked fine. But it's just not really possible to do bidirectional running. And I can't work out how I want to do it. If I just say, if I put some signals in here, immediately followed by releases, they just serve as a method for me to get some more definition as to what's going on. We're just bidirectional by here, so no releases are needed. Okay, I think that's the best I can do, honestly. Annoyingly. I'm going to have to leave it at that. Right, I guess it's time to start heading out to the next junction, which is where Crossrail gets involved. Oh, I was saying we're still like that here. That won't continue. 6 tracks after Crossrail comes in is there, I guess. It's a very small gap on this map, but it's quite long in real life. I guess if I were to say I'm going to need an up and a down that doesn't include that top line, because I think the top line goes to the depot only. So let's just put arrows in, that's going to be easier. Up, down, up, down, up, down. No idea if that works, but I'm rolling with it. So that's an up. That's a down. Those points are a bit broken, but oh well. That's an up. That's a down. An up. And just no points onto the last track. So, cool. Set all of these to always, otherwise I'm going to get confused again. And then I need to do it on the other side. So first line is an up, which needs a release. Except that gets a little more complicated. That's the line in. Okay, so yeah, that works. 2 releases. Then it's a down, an up, and down, up, and then down doesn't need anything. And again, set the signals. I think that mostly solves our issues. That confusingly seems to be a bidirectional bit of track here. So I might have to delete that signal. Because that would allow us to get in from there. I didn't actually ask you to move it. And also potentially from there. Yeah. Okay, that works. That does what I want it to do, I think. And then I'll also need a signal coming off this line, but it's bidirectional track. And then I don't know. Because once again, there's some confusing points. I dealt with releases, I think, along a lot of this, but if they could just stop adding random crossovers, I get the feeling I'm never going to actually use this crossover. I don't know why I expect B to be a bulldozer. It's not like I've played City Skylines or anything recently. I have to select it and click delete. Yeah, I don't want that crossover. As much as it exists, I don't think it would ever really be used. So, following this in, this is an up. If I release there, then I know I need a down, a release, a down, a release, and a down. Then over here, that release needs to be moved along a little bit to over here. Where can that get to? No, don't go through there. Or back, for that matter. I think that solves my issues. It really is a mess along here. And if you have any advice for actually dealing with bidirectional track, I'm pretty certain NIMBY Rails doesn't really cope with bidirectional all that well. And that's why I'm doing what I am. But if it does work, however, whatever way, then that might be easier. I'm just going to do that for the yard. That'll do. At this point, it's not worth the effort of signalling the yard as well. Put another set of directional arrows in. And once again, the last one needs flipping. Okay. Now what? I think we're pretty much plain line now, luckily. I'll leave the yards and I'll leave the lines over the top. And it's pretty much plain line all the way to Acton. There is that crossover, which I wasn't really banking on. Which one is that? Or is that on the map? Is it that one? Okay. That's not going to be difficult to signal on its own. Because it's just there. It's just a simple one like that. I've got a layout for that that works. I don't know why there's an arrow here, but it is at least right, so I guess we'll roll with it. That follows in down to Acton. Okay. Out of Acton, obviously we're going to need some signals. Like so. Like that, and there. I think with a couple of always turned on, that should satisfy everything. Moving on, there's another yard. Of course there is. Can't get enough yards out of Paddington. Okay, it might be better to come in from Ealing Broadway, looking at this, looking at the map, because we can start with the junction over here and work with it. Put a signal there and 2 balises there. That balise is not needed. The signal can be always. This is flipped into always. More balises are clearly required. And that's an always. I think that satisfies everything. Again, I'm going to leave the underground for now. Then if I have up, down, and down is only dealt with there. This one is a balise all the way up to there. And there we go. I think that's enough. Just set some signals to always, and we should be good. Okay then. Marshalling yard, again, no signals. Not required. That set of points, I'm going to assume you can only come across in one direction because that makes it easier. And that's that sorted. Okay, we've made it to Ealing Broadway. We're getting there. I've not made it that far, in all honesty, but you know, it's a slow-going signalling. That's why we do it on stream. West Ealing. I don't think there's really anything going on here. There is obviously out to the west of West Ealing. So there's the line up to Greenford. So first things first would be obviously sorting that out, that approach. Then there's the approach out of these sidings, which I will signal because there's not too many of them. And then out of the station. So a signal there, a balise there, a balise there, and a signal there. I think that's all. That signal needs to be always. Where does it reckon it can? Oh, it reckons it can get through these sidings. Yep, that is fair enough of it, actually. I haven't put these signals in. So there they go. And then this comes back onto the main line at Hanwell. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Let's hope I am. And again, off the single line, well, off the Greenford branch even, single line. That is always, and that should satisfy everything again. Cool. I'm going to go to Greenford quickly because that feels easier than carrying on along the main line for now. Gives me a quick break, and it means I can get a service in if I want to. If I set those to always, and then, actually they didn't need to be set to always, but oh well, they are now. Drayton Green, Castlebar Park, South Greenford, and then more signalling. I guess like that. Then these two come in like so. That has an always on it. And we can come out of the two lines there. Not happy with that placement, actually. Wow, this is all single track. Okay. Well, as this is double, I can work around that. And up here, the same. Putting a signal there, a balise there, a balise there, and a signal there. That needs to be the other way around. And I guess if they're both always, that should solve most of my issues. It's only double track down to there, and then it just stops because they've got rid of it for HS2. Is it single track? How long is it single track for? Is it all the way up to where it joins the Chiltern main line? Because that means I have to signal the Chiltern main line. And I have to remember what pattern this goes in. I'm pretty sure it's up, up, down. No, it's up, down, down. I remember. Up, down, down. And then there's... Are they both sidings? Yes. Who thought I'd be signalling the Chiltern Main Line today? I certainly didn't. It's come as a surprise to me. That needs to be bidirectional. Up to... I guess... wherever there's a crossover, which I thought was there. But it might be even further back. It might be there. Which is really not ideal, but okay. I guess if I do that, say always, and don't move it because I didn't ask you to. Then it can get down to the single track. I'm just going to add some more signals in. Yeah, there is the parliamentary service along here, but it is an interesting one to actually signal. Especially when you don't really know what you're doing. I'm going to need to look at a better map for this. But I'm not sure there is a good map. If I just turn that off briefly. Tracksy, and then what am I searching for? South Ruislip. And back on. Okay, what's going on here? So that is a down, that's fine. So if I then put a signal in there, and a signal there, we're now both joining onto the down line, but it's not able to be set up as is there not a police there? There isn't. Okay. Yeah, they both draw the down line, but they're not able to have a police after them because it's bidirectional. Okay, I think... Well, I thought that was enough signals. Turns out it's not. Where's that coming through? Through that signal, and it shouldn't be going through that one, which might have been the problem maker. Yeah, it should be able to get into the sidings and onto the single line, which it then gets stopped at here. It's a ridiculously long block, but that's all I can do about it. I'm probably not going to schedule the Chiltern Parliamentary Service because that's complicated. Okay. If I turn that off again quickly, open the Wikipedia page for GWR. And back on. Right, I'm going to take a quick break from signalling then and make the short Greenford branch service lines. Let's take one of my current GWRs, copy the colour, and new line. Paste. So, would any of you like to hazard a guess as to the 3-letter station codes for West Ealing and Greenford? I'm going to say West Ealing to... Well, actually, I'll start out at Greenford. Greenford to West Ealing, I'm going to guess. I'm pretty certain they are both wrong. So, I guess we'll have to see. My default timings, I need to remember to set default timings. That's always something to do. Minimum stop time of a minute. And interval time 2 an hour. Every 30 minutes. Add stops. Wait for London to reload. Oh, I got West Ealing right, did I? Oh, that's impressive. I was pretty certain I'd got that wrong. Greenford was the one I was more confident about, but that doesn't mean it is right. Have they updated... Yeah, I did get Greenford wrong. Okay. They updated the line creation tool again. It looks different again. I've not been keeping up with the patch notes. The game just updates whenever, and it does so many updates that I just kind of ignore them now. But look, the line tool looks a little different. Greenford. Was whatever I put, was it GRF? Was that actually a station code then? Transport fan. Because I would not have expected that. This is a 165 apparently. Do I have a 165? Have these trains all changed order again? I think they have. They do have a habit of that. I think we determined last time I don't have a 165, but I'm told there is one on the workshop. I've not seen it on the workshop, and I did try searching for it after last time. I couldn't find it. Oh, we should do the underground. That would be a nice one to do, wouldn't it? Just finish the underground off. Yeah, I don't have the 165. I guess I'm going for a 150 then. Interesting. I'm going to have to look into that because I should have it if it exists. It does the line in 20 minutes. So if I up West Ealing to a 5-minute dwell, we should have a 6-minute at the other end. Actually, if I up to 6 minutes, then that'll be about even at both ends. And one train will run the entire line. So, if I click full, it should begin, I guess. We start out at Greenford and everything should run fine. If I accelerate it, let it head down towards West Ealing, just make sure it actually deals with this junction. And in it goes. Okay, so it does cope with that. Good to know. I guess I'm back to signaling the main line now then, as irritating as that is. Okay, Hanwell, if I switch back to that map, there's a junction after Hanwell, I'm told. Where? All the way up here. Okay, signals again. Fun. Slow that down so that the game doesn't lag. So there is a 165, 166 it's there. I'm sure I used to have it. I remember having it, but I can't find it in my game anymore. I have to look at my mod list. I have 165 ticked. Am I just blind then? Can I just not see it in this list? There it is. I do have it. The coaches merged together slightly. I don't know what, not totally sure the difference between a 165 and a 165-1 is. I'll be honest. Okay, maybe I'll have to change that then. If I think I can. Is there a way to just replace a train? No, but I can just do that and then... It's not where I expected it to be in the list. I think that's what confused me. I'll just give it a 3 car, because at least the 3 car's not totally merged into itself. And then get rid of the 150. That should make a 165 on the line, which is better than it was before, so... I guess that's something. Okay then, back to signals. Where did I get to? Here. This is what I was doing. And I can close this menu now. Right. What's going on here? This is just a yard, isn't it? It's just some sidings. I might just leave it like that. The main line, the next signals are here. So, there and there. I have a signal off each line there. I don't need that police. I'll move it down to here. And another signal. That is in the complete wrong place. I'll flip that and I'll move this one down here and flip it. That's better. Police and police. And then some more setting to always. So that stuff doesn't break. That signal will allow you to get up to there and through. That signal currently allows indefinite travel, but that's just because I haven't done the other end of the yard yet. At Southall. I'm not sure how many vowels I need to drop there. Police out, and a signal out of each siding. Then set that to always. Okay, that's that side done. That police needs moving to there. And a signal adding in here. Southall Railway Centre is here, and this is a Nightmare 2 signal. If I have in there, that's coming off of a freight-only line down to Brentford. So I can kind of ignore that. That then, does that reconnect at any point onto the map? It does, down here. I need to move this map along. That would have told me. Okay then. If I come down here and add these signals in, to always, and a police, and a signal, and a signal, and a signal. And then the polices. And that one is in the wrong place and needs to be moved to there. Then I can say always, and always, and always. And where are these getting through? They're getting through into these sidings, and then they can... I don't think anywhere there is over 200 kilometres, but I acknowledge you can go a long distance. So maybe some signals at either end of these sidings wouldn't go amiss. We'll just put those in quickly. There's no timetable for the parliamentary service. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if there just wasn't in the first place. They don't like to advertise it. A lot of companies play quite close to their chest with parliamentary services. So it wouldn't surprise me if it's just not advertised straight up. If I put some signals in there. I'm just trying to cope with this junction as we come up towards Hayes and Harlington. I'm not really sure what I want to do with it. It would probably be a good idea to put in some arrows. When did we get up to 5 lines? I feel like... Oh, it's there, okay. That was something I should have been paying attention to. So where did a 5th line appear from? Sort of that set of points. And then coming into Hayes and Harlington. So I've got a signal out of the platforms there, which then balises there. There's also a signal in there which immediately balises. I think that solves everything. Hi Ryan, we're currently working on signalling the line out of Paddington. I started in Paddington. I've made it to Hayes and Harlington. I've done the Greenford branch as well. And that resulted in having to go all the way up to Ruislip, which was unexpected. Wasn't planned, but it's happened now. So I think I've sorted everything out as far as Hayes and Harlington. I'm just going to reinforce everything by putting in some more arrows, directional arrows. And then I have the joy of the Heathrow branch. Which doesn't sound like it should be difficult, yet weirdly is. So, there's a full-on crossover. Let's start with the crossover. Back here. Right, set of points is there. Then there. And there. And some balises to, I don't know, make it happy, I guess. I don't know why it's so insistent on moving the signals today. What is it to move? Just drag. Okay, I think my mouse is getting a bit sticky and the left click's sticking down then. So I'm not holding it, but it does want to move the signals. Right. There are sidings here? And apparently this has come as a surprise to me. Yeah, there are two stone... Well, there's a stone terminal, and I assume these two sidings are that. Okay then. I can work with that. Just a nice little... I don't know, I guess that's fine, isn't it? That's all I need. A signal at each... Where's the other end of this loop? Where on earth is the loop? There it is. Where does this loop go? How long is it? Right. And then if I say... flip that, I think that's all happy. So now all I've got to do is get the Heathrow branch off, which is a mission in itself. Heathrow branch is bidirectional. I'm going to ignore that fact because bidirectional, as we discovered earlier at Paddington, is difficult. So, well, basically, this serves the purpose of just locking off the crossover. It is weird, but it does just serve a purpose for me. Then we'll do joining the main line first. Yeah, the original signalling was problematic. It's part of the reason I'm doing all this again, because only being able to have double tracks that were like up and down in pairs meant you couldn't do a lot of the lines in the UK that are up, up, down, down. And then the signalling just didn't work half the time, mainly because it didn't exist. I think that crossover is pretty much useless, but I'll maintain it anyway. That line does come off the bridge, so I can come in this way. Okay, so this is coming in like so. Does let me in there. I think that allows for everything, especially if I set that to always. I don't think any of the others need to be set. Yeah, I think we can put Heathrow Express on once we finish this branch. It's not going to take long. Fingers crossed, hopefully. I don't know how far out to the west I'm going to get today before I give up and decide to do the underground instead. I'm going to aim to get to Reading, I think. That feels like a good, solid goal. So, this is coming up on this line, and then they join together here. So that's done. I'm going to treat this as an inbound. So a signal there, a balise there, a balise there, signal there, and a balise there. That's basically what I need, I think. Yeah, the Midland Main Line, a lot of it's only like 2-track. The problem is with it is that as you get further north, if I remember correctly, I think there's a 3-track stretch. Like the main line is up down, and then there's a bi-directional slow line for stopping at the stations. And that could be complicated because bi-directional is difficult and really needs to be avoided. I think I've finished this junction. I've just been moving around it, looking, and I can't see anything obvious that I've not signalled. A couple of moves that are possible in real life aren't possible in game, but that's just because I'm trying to prevent bi-directional running. I guess it's now time to work on this junction, which looks complicated, but really isn't. That's just a single track down to Heathrow Terminal 4. This is bi-directional. Well, it's not bi-directional, it's 2 tracks. I'm going to say you can come up to there. How much do I think I've completed? I think I've completed this much. Track-wise. Signal-wise, I've only done where there's trains. So it's a long process, the signalling, and it's taking slightly longer than I anticipated. It doesn't lend itself to video content, which is kind of why I've started with the whole streaming thing, and why I did all the track first. The track layout I've currently got is about what I got to before 1.2 first released, and I restarted at that point to redo all the tracks and signals with the new system. I think Heathrow is done, which means we can do the Heathrow Express. So if I go to the Heathrow Express Wikipedia page, which I'm pretty sure exists, single track can be easy to signal, but it can be difficult. If it's all single track and there's no points and no junctions or anything, then it's fine. The moment junctions come in, you really need double track because signals in the middle of single track stretches are complicated. Okay, the service is as simple as I thought it was. I didn't think a lot had changed. I'm going to need a new colour for this one though. We still run the weird dark purple. Probably like that colour. It's almost a black, but not quite. Heathrow Express. Oh, I just realised I've done a couple of GWRs and a couple of GWs. Most of my others I tried for 2 letters, but then I did do 3 for SWR. We're going to have to go back and decide on a standard. If you want to vote, which one do you reckon would be better, GWR or GW? Heathrow T5 is going to be Terminal 5, I think, from memory, to pad. 0.05, 1 minute, and it runs every 15 minutes. Out of Terminal 5 to Terminal 2-3, and then Paddington. I'm pretty sure it runs into one of the express lines at Paddington. I'm going to put it in, like, platform 4. And then I guess we just run back. And then I make sure that it's, like, doing something reasonable with the track. That's all fine. Yeah. Okay. What are we doing up here at this junction? Not what I was expecting you to do. Okay. I clearly don't have enough signals in. That way. And that way. Now what's going on? Still not totally what I expected, but I think that's just the game not having caught up yet. It looks like it's coming down here on the slight. I would prefer you to be on the fast line, I'll be honest. How can I get you onto there? You can do it. It's not impossible. I guess it's a matter of adding in a waypoint there. Are you accepting that? No. Why not? Have I done something wrong? No. You can come across there. And down here. And down. And through that signal. And onto the main line. Is my waypoint far enough back that it doesn't count as before the points? If I put it there, it still doesn't work. Interesting. Why are the waypoints not working? It's because I'm putting it in the wrong place, that's why. Now it's working. So coming in there, we're now on the fast line. That's what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. And a questionable decision at best from the game. That's better. Clearly I need some more one-ways here. Like that. Yeah, I'm going to need to look at the platform at Paddington because I think that will be causing issues. So, if I say we use platform 6, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes. Instead. Don't question the platform letters at Paddington and the order that these platforms are built in. Okay, then back along here. Up here, we're using a single fast line. Okay then. My solution, anywhere we're using a single fast line, put in some more arrows. Clearly there's not enough of them. Now we're on 2 different ones. Okay, 2 different lines, 2 different lines. That's all fine. And through West Ealing, we're still on 2 different tracks. So, where does it go wrong next is the question. If we made it through Acton Main Line, we probably made it most of the way to the bidirectional section. So we're running on 2 separate tracks still. And suddenly we're on 2 different tracks. When did we switch? Hang on a second. When did this change? When did we end up on the slow line? Apparently we decided to switch over between Ealing Broadway and Acton Main Line. Okay. let's not do that. Stay on the fast lines. Stay on the fast lines. Quite frankly, at this point, I have no idea what you should do. From that point onwards, if you could get to your platform, then do whatever you want, really. I'd suggest maybe try and stick on. So you can get to this track. So maybe try and come out on that one and go in on this one. Does that work? I think that works. I don't... No, it can't do that. Okay. Delete that. Okay, sure, do whatever you want. That'll work, I guess. We've got it going into platform 6. And that's sufficient. It uses a 387 now. That's changed. It's used a 387 for a while. I just keep forgetting. I'm used to it using the weird 323, I think. 387. I have to have it in Gatwick Express livery. They probably only run 4-car. No, maybe they do run 8-car trains. Who knows? Let's have 8. 8 makes more sense. It is an airport shuttle. We'll start with 1, but I will need more than 1. So, if it runs every 15 minutes, and I have a 5-minute wait at Paddington, for example, if I don't have a 5-minute wait at Paddington, I can get it down to 3 trains. 0, 15, 30. Yeah, if I say like a 2-minute wait, I think that will work. 3 trains, so I need to clone the train twice. Sorted. Full service, and hopefully that will just work. Now then, back to Greenford to West Ealing. I don't think this one triggered the minimum stop time. It's also got the completely wrong interval time. So that will do. I'm happy with cruise speed as it is, honestly. As they will go faster than that if they're late, and honestly, they don't go that far. I guess I've got to try and update all of these GWs now, then. That's what we decided on. GWR, 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 and GWR. There we go. Sorted. Right. I guess it's been an hour and I've got from Paddington to Heathrow. And I was hoping to get like most of the rest of GWR done today. It's going to be a push to make it to Reading. Okay, I might just switch to doing some underground stuff for a bit. If I say... the problem is I've done the underground lines that are really disconnected from everything else. Piccadilly might be a nice one to do. Should I do Piccadilly? Let's look at that one. I started out of Heathrow. That'll be a nice place to begin. as we've just been there. Have my little crossover. Set that to always. And then out it comes. This is an interesting one because you can get off this line. I guess I really don't know how the service pattern works with Piccadilly. Or at least pre-COVID. So pre-COVID, the Piccadilly Line had trains that would run round the loop through Terminal 4 to Terminals 2 and 3. And it would terminate here, but no train ever started here. Which means it must have run empty to Heathrow 5. But I'm pretty sure it came in on this platform. It's quite confusing. I added the Northern Line extension last time I was streamed. That's in. 2 weeks ago. I was quick off the mark with that one. Yeah, I really don't know what to do with the. I'm okay at the moment with it because they currently do not run through Terminal 4, as far as I'm aware, unless they've started that again now. But it will become an issue in the future. Piccadilly will need probably more than 2 routes. Well, it would need more than 2 routes if we had Terminal 4. Without Terminal 4, might only need 2, yeah. Although, if I want to include the occasional terminator at Rayners Lane, then right. Yeah, T5 avoids T4. T4 isn't operated at the moment, but when they were, they'd come off the main line through T4 into T2 and 3. And I don't know where the trains went from there because the train terminated, but no train ever started there. I might have to go and dig out one of the old working timetables, if I can find it, which isn't a given. I'll have a look in a minute once I've signalled more of the line. They can pretty much set all the way up to Boston Manor. Boston Manor. Yeah, I couldn't. It might well have just continued back up towards Cockfosters. I just couldn't find anything on the timetable to say that that's what it did, so I was never certain. Always and always into Boston Manor. That's a large depot. Time to put some signals in it. You can never have too many signals, except you really can. It's very easy to have too many. The number of times in this game that I've broken a route and fixing it has consisted of removing a signal. So right, what have I missed? See you soon, Ryan. Merrian, are you on about Heathrow Express? They might have used to run to Terminal 4. They definitely don't anymore. It's TfL Rail that run to Terminal 4 now, and they will be running to Terminal 5 as well in the future if they don't already. I don't know, I've still got this page open. This is not the right page to have open anymore, but I don't really know what I should open. Maybe this one. Actually, I've got some nice maps that might work better for London. Here we go. Let's have a look at this one. Where am I? Over here. Boston Manor. Yeah, according to the Wikipedia page, Heathrow Express don't run to Terminal 4 anymore, so I'm not setting that up. But they might have used to. Heathrow Connect, back when they existed, definitely used to run to Terminal 4. And now the, well, Tfl Rail, which, there we go, got there eventually, runs 2 trains an hour to T4. However, during the pandemic, T4's been closed, so everything's been diverted to T5. Oh, so T4's been totally closed. I thought it was just the underground that was closed there, but no, if everything was closed in it. Fair enough. I don't know if it's reopened yet. I will go and have a look at the timetable in a minute. See if I can find it. What is going on here? Is this up, down, or up, down, down? I think it's the former. Up, down, down. I think that serves every purpose I need. These come out this way, and we have balises, and then a signal there. That is always. Okay, I think that's everything. Why are these complaining? Oh, because they can go through here. Okay, no, if I make that one always, and that should be fixed. Okay. It's through southeast. Oh, wait, no, there was a... Oh, there is a set point there, but I haven't built it. Okay, that saves me a job then. Up here. And then what? Now what do we do? Of course, Piccadilly felt like an easy choice. However, it does include signaling part of the district line. So these two definitely come out like this. We have some balises. And there's another set of signals here for the reversing siding. Flip. And then balises. And always. My mouse is getting a bit unresponsive. Yeah, I knew I was going to have to share a bit of the district line up towards Uxbridge. I'd kind of forgotten I had to share part of the Metropolitan up towards Uxbridge. I kind of forgot I had to share part of the district line down here, but it's fine. No issues. I forgot it comes all the way onto the yard. That's interesting. So this is a line out of the yard. This is a line off from up there. And that's the Piccadilly line. Okay. Everything can sort of cross over. You go there. And then the least fun. And a set of signal there with police is the other side. What's that track? It's coming off a signal there. Okay, I think everything's okay there. I think I've got everything sorted up towards Acton Town. Out of the yard, maybe not. But that is a mess of a yard, isn't it? With the Transport Museum depot next to it. I'll make an effort to put some signals in, shall I? That shows some sort of willing, I guess. There we go. I guess while I'm here, I'll signal up to Ealing Common, rather than stop halfway through what is effectively a massive junction. And they all come out. Have a signal there, 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 and some balises. And set that to always, and then everything should be happy. Nothing should complain. Okay, actually, thinking about it, I am going to have to do the Piccadilly Line all the way up to Uxbridge, so I might as well do that now, while I'm over on this side of London. This is why I was trying to choose an underground line that didn't really combine with anything else, because you end up signaling other lines. Now, I'm at the point I'm so close to Ealing Broadway, I might as well just signal out to Ealing Broadway. Luckily, the central line is completely separate, so I won't inadvertently draw myself into signalling that one. Always. And then if I follow up north, North Ealing, Park Royal, I look at this map, this shows me where the points are, so I know when there's next a junction. South Harrow, all the way up here. Police, and signal, and signal, and wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Signal, and always, and always, and that goes into the sidings. If I have signals out of the sidings, that will be done. There we go. That was, for some reason, felt more complicated than it actually was. Heading north outside South Harrow, I briefly lost the ability to speak. Rayners Lane. Again, from memory, not too complicated. That set of points is the wrong way round. Okay. Won't take long to fix. Just bring it out like so, and across, and build. Done. Okay, a police there, and a police there. So they can just turn around to the platform, Rayners Lane. They don't have to use the reversing siding. Why would you not just use the reversing siding? And it's there for precisely this purpose. And balises, and then one signal has to be always, and that is that one. Oh, you can re-blueprint, can't you? I forgot you can re-blueprint tracks. I mean, in that case, I did have to remove the crossover and make it the other way round, so I'm not sure it would have been any quicker to re-blueprint it. But there are other times when blueprinting is useful. I forgot that was possible. Oh look, I've joined up with the Central Line depot here at Ruislip. Because everything is interconnected on the underground. That signal is the wrong way around. Flip. And that needs to be always because trains can be going the other way. Set a signal there, and there, and a police there. Problem we're now going to have is down in this depot where I only built like half the tracks that actually exist. That signal is going to have too long a distance it can travel. Which means I have to signal at least as far as Ruislip Gardens in order to satisfy it. Wow, I'm really struggling to speak today. That's a new... well, it's not a new one. I normally struggle to speak. Okay, that then comes up here. These can be made a nice little crossover that allows us to suddenly be bidirectional tracks. Out of the shed, we have all of these lines. Apparently just pressing insert will read blueprint, Johnny. So if I select the node and press the insert button on my keyboard, which is that one, it goes back to blueprint mode. It does say down here, I fail to read this tooltip invariably. There's another one I found out the other day from someone in the comments of one of my videos. I think if you hold control, it stays straight. It's weird. I'm not used to this. This is unexpected. So if I'm trying to build really short nodes, really straight, normally you have to just sort of try and match the radius, but if you hold control, it locks it to straight. Yeah, it's fancy. Not sure it's going to be terribly useful to me signalling, however. So, coming out of these lines, goodness knows what I was doing with the signal, with the track here. I think I'd just given up at this point. This was after a long day of track laying random stuff. I redid most of the underground off camera, it all in one night. I was probably quite tired by this point. Put in some signals along here, out of the shed. The Southampton to Acton Town Shuttle. Not immediately, however, one of my plans that I've mentioned before was going back and recreating old routes that don't exist anymore, and that would count. That would be one of them. But for now, I'm just doing stuff that currently operates, or in the cases of Crossrail, will in the future operate. I'm going to be honest, I don't really know what's going on with these points. I think just saying that would be enough. Right, that's probably sufficient. If I say as well here, always, and then I have a signal there, unfortunately I'm suddenly in a position where I have to end up on the Chiltern main line. Which again I'm not prepared for. Is it up, up? Yeah, it's up, up, down this time. Wow, it's lagging quite a bit all of a sudden, for no apparent reason. So if I just put those two in there, I think that's everything. I think that makes the Chiltern main line happy. Oh, obviously I have to deal with the end of the loop quickly. There we go. So I think that deals with the Chiltern main line connecting up to the yard and the central line and everything, and I can go back onto the Piccadilly line. What's Steam doing to you? Is it like not opening or something? Wow, I really can't talk today, can I? I cannot formulate a sentence. That was further out than I intended to zoom. Oh, I'd forgotten there was an old Uxbridge station. Now the site of Hermitage Primary School. Actually, more likely it was there, next to Hermitage Primary School. Okay, 3 signals out, and more stuff going on. Why is it so complicated? Okay, this is the signal in. Always. I have some directional arrows. I forgot I haven't done directional arrows in a while. They might be a good idea. then as they come out, if I have a signal there, we'll have a balise there. 2 signals and another signal and some balises. That one is always not flipped, always, and this one is always. And that should allow us into the sidings. Oh, but presumably, as you are here watching, you have an internet connection, which is what I would normally in that case assume is the issue, Johnny. Okay, so I've got the Piccadilly Line up to Uxbridge and out to Heathrow. Next step is the other side of Acton. Honestly, just as much fun, isn't it? Okay. And here I thought doing the underground would be a bit of a break from the signalling side of things. I was wrong. So some sidings, and off the actual running lines. Come on, flip. Into the station. Then there's also out of these sidings towards the station. And there, I guess that sorts everything. I'm obviously going to need some always set. And apparently I've forgotten some balises. So I'll have one there and one there. That should solve everything. Yeah, I am aware it's up, down, up, down, down. And I think it's just the Piccadilly pretty much exclusively uses the inside 2 tracks, but in the interests of, like, I don't know, making it all make sense. Well, I might as well just signal everything. I don't know what I was saying there. I kind of just completely lost my train of thought. It makes more sense just to signal all 4 tracks while I'm coming along here. Honestly, it almost makes sense just to signal down to Richmond, but I can work around that. It's not entirely necessary. Balises, and moving on to Stamford Brook, and Ravenscourt Park, and Hammersmith, and then something changes. What happens at Hammersmith? What happens at Hammersmith? There's a middle loop. Okay. I can work with that. Pretty sure in regular service this is not used, but as it is here, I may as well, and in fact must, signal it. I've put 2 balises in there. That is not what I wanted to do. One of them can be up here. And then another one there. And some signals need to be made always. And some more signals need to be added. Like that one. And that one, which needs flipping. And that can be always. There we go. I think that's everything. Baron's Court, and then we split off and dive underground, and the district carries on above. And now this gets complicated because everything's sort of superimposed above each other. So, the Piccadilly line is this one that my mouse is on top of. It goes underneath the middle of that crossover and comes into this platform. And then it's also in this one, the 2 in the tunnels. And it comes round here. Yeah, if it was run today, it'd probably be overground because they can get a nice short 4-car overground train. You'd never fit an S-stock into one of the overground station lengths. The platforms are quite short on most of the overground network. South Kensington. Are there really no points? No, there really aren't. Hyde Park Corner is the next time there's a crossover. Knightsbridge, Hyde Park Corner. And even then, I did not build it. Green Park, Piccadilly Circus. Okay, I'll tell you where the next thing I'm going to have to signal is. It's the disused Aldwych branch. It's technically one of the two tracks down to Aldwych still exists. I may have built both of them, but that's fine. Yep, they kind of both exist. I may have like missed out a crossover that exists somewhere, but that's also fine. Everything's going on at Aldwych. At Holborn even. I didn't actually place Aldwych Station because it would have taken out most of the catchment area of Temple. Temple's catchment area had been restricted to pretty much exclusively the river. So up through King's Cross. Am I still on the Piccadilly Line? Yes, I am. The next sort of junction is with the Victoria Line up at Finsbury Park. Which you'd think, if I had the junction in place, if I did have the points, I'd have signalled. Because I've already got the Victoria Line. And as I don't have any signalling there, I don't appear to have the points in place. What happened to your section between Clapham and Waterloo? What went wrong? Did this game not save or something? Turnpike Lane, Wood Green. Oh, this end of the line's really nice. There's nothing going on. Wood Green is apparently a reversing siding that I haven't got. Bounds Green, Arnold's Grove, and its sidings are the next thing to signal. That's a refreshing change, isn't it? Being able to go that long without doing anything. Flip. This gets a bit more complicated, doesn't it? Okay then. I want to be able to come out of those, potentially all three lines. And the other way, I need to be able to come out of those two. This has become a little complicated. I think I've got most of the signals in, it's just a matter of making sure the right ones are set to always. What am I? I've missed some messages, I think. That's what I'm doing. But Wood Green reversing siding is only being used temporarily, right? It's not a long-term solution. It's just signalling problems, so turn back early. And yeah, Clapham Junction is very easy to get wrong if you don't have a lot of knowledge about it already. I think just making that always would probably fix a lot of my issues. So I can get across to the down line. That can obviously get across to the down line in two different places, in fact. I'd like to hold that as going that way. That's a down. There we go, I think that's sorted. I'm going to put in some, just remember it's been a while since I've had any one-way arrows. Might be nice to have them. Yeah, if they've got driver shortage or signalling or whatever, it's very easy to turn around at Wood Green. It shortens the journey by like 10 minutes, I imagine. So, could be very useful for them. Southgate Oakwood. I'm going to say, even though you technically can, we're not going to allow reversing in platform 2, which is the one on the bottom left. In real life, obviously they can, but I don't need to, so I'm not going to. Also, apparently I've completely missed out some sort of connecting track across. Let's delete that. And build out of here. That comes from there. This one connects from here. There we go. I don't need to pick any parents. Or blueprints. Okay, that's a bit clearer now. Yeah, I had to redo all of my map when 1.2 came out to allow for single tracks and signals and everything. My old version of the world just didn't work with it. Even with the auto converter, it just didn't work properly. Signal, police, and then just signals in the sidings. How have I placed 2 the wrong way round? That's not ideal. Flip those back. Brighton Main Line from Victoria to Clapham 4. I would have thought. Too fast, too slow. However, there is a 5th from Battersea Park to Victoria. And there are 2 more at Clapham that dive under and go up to Kensington Olympia on Southern's weird Milton Keynes service because it doesn't know where the south is. But for the vast majority of the route, especially the bridge over the Southwestern Main Line, it's 4-track. Just signals out of the depot, and then I think that's everything. So I have to signal the main line from here, as we're now approaching Cockfosters, the end of the line. Have a signal there, sure. Have another one there. Each platform at Cockfosters can have a signal. I'll allow it that. And that should be everything. Okay then. Time to go and find the Wikipedia page for this. And actually, while I'm at it, I said I was going to find the working timetable and have a look at what was going on with Terminal 4. So, I have to scroll down quite a bit for this. If I look at sort of the middle of the day, that's probably the easiest time to look at. There is actually a list working timetable of a train out of T4 at every 10 minutes even. Which goes... Yeah, they do just run straight back up to Cockfosters. Okay then. And running in, they run into T4 every 10 minutes as well. From Cockfosters. Fair enough then. Okay. If that's the included on Wikipedia, that's a nice map of the line. It shows quite how, like, not actually north Uxbridge is, but also quite how not south Heathrow is. I think of the Heathrow branch as very southwesterly because that's how it's portrayed on the underground map, but it's not. It is mostly completely west. If I come down, I'm pretty sure that might be all I get, and if it is, I'll come back up to it. That's all I get. Guess I'm going back up to it then. This is the information I must use. I'm going to ignore the early morning, late evening stop at Turnham Green. Okay. 6 trains an hour to 4. 6 trains an hour to 5. 3 to Rayners Lane, 3 to Uxbridge, and 3 between Arnos Grove and Northfields. Where's Northfields? Let me go back to my back up to the map. It's down here, okay. That's not one I was aware existed. That might be a new one. Not one I was anticipating. The Piccadilly Line is like a blue. I can get at some point the exact RGB code for that. The document is available. But for now, that will do. P for Piccadilly. I've got to be careful here. 3-letter station code for Cockfosters. That'll do. Heathrow Terminal 4. I don't remember ever having seen trains on the Piccadilly Line run to Northfield. I don't know when this part of the Wikipedia page was last edited, but I just don't know how visible it is for you. If I zoom in a bit, maybe that'll make it a little clearer. It occurs to me it is only like less than a quarter of the screen, whereas for me it's a full screen. Right, let's start out of Cockfosters then. Here we go. I haven't set the default timings. Minimum stop. Oh, I can't remember what I used on London Underground. 40 seconds and the relevant interval. So this is 6 trains an hour, so it's every 10 minutes. Apply. Okay, yeah, so the working timetable. Well, I might not make it. It would be a bit complicated to do because there's not really a nice place to turn around at Northfields. We'll see. Depends how I'm feeling, really, when I get to that point after I've done the other 4 services. Oakwood. Southgate. This blue might be a bit bright, I'm going to be honest. Arnos Grove. Barons Green. Wood Green. Let me know if I miss a station. It's very easy to do in London. Manor House. Finsbury. Make sure I'm on the right line at Finsbury Park. That's always difficult. There we go. Arsenal. Holloway Road. Caledonian Road. And King's Cross. Russell Square. Holborn. Covent Garden. Leicester Square. Piccadilly Circus. Green Park. Hyde Park Corner. Knightsbridge. South Kensington. And I'm getting a bit lost now. What track am I on this one? Earl's Court. Through West Ken. Barons Court. Hammersmith. Ravenscourt Park. Stamford Brook. I need to not be stopping at the stations they don't stop at. Just scroll back up quickly to the map, which is actually quite a way up. Hammersmith to Turnham Green direct. Okay. I'll delete Ravenscourt Park then. And then they only stop at Turnham Green sometimes. They don't stop at Chiswick. Acton Town. So that is what the Wikipedia page says then. 3 trains an hour. So it is right. Right. What line am I on at South Ealing? There's a question. The inner 2, I think. Northfields. I'm really not sure why there's 4 lines down there because I only really ever used 2. Hounslow East, Hounslow Central, Hounslow West. Any more Hounslow? Hatton Cross. Terminal 4. Terminal 1, 2, 3. And now we run back. Hatton Cross. That's the wrong platform at Hounslow. Oh. And Hounslow, Hounslow, Osterley, Boston Manor, Northfields. Is that what I expect to happen? Yes, it is. The outer is for Heathrow. Okay, so the issue that then arises is getting down to the outers from Acton. I guess because then I have to come through the outer platforms at Acton, which are the district line, predominantly. I mean, I can, and I actually, to be fair, I think they do, but... okay, so if I go... remove Acton, South Ealing, Northfields. Acton... Acton. And... South Ealing... and Northwards. It just feels odd because them having to use the outer lines this is just a mess and I've made this look awful, but when they have to use the outer lines at Acton Town, that's where all the district lines are going through to get to Ealing Broadway. I guess there's not many district lines going to Ealing Broadway, but it does feel like you're suddenly putting through 3 times more trains than you need to in those platforms. But maybe not. South Ealing. Acton Town. Hammersmith. Wait, which one's P3 at Northfields? Would that be the inner one? That one? H? Honestly, I might just leave it as it is. Using more tracks looks better, doesn't it? Hammersmith, Barons Court, Earls Court, Gloucester Road, South Ken, Knightsbridge. Yeah, I might just leave it as it is now. It's not the worst if it's wrong. Russell Square, King's Cross, Caledonian Road, Holloway Road, Arsenal, Finsbury Park, Manor House, Turnpike Lane, Wood Green, Bounds Green, Arnos Grove, Southgate, Oakwood, and back into Cockfosters. Interesting choice there, game, to go through the depot. Maybe not. Right, let's apply the dwells and timings. Are they so the terminating trains at Northfield use the outer lines and use the depot rather than using the turnaround siding that's provided there. Feels like an unusual choice. Let me go back to Northfields and see what's going on. Okay. So are we assuming that platform 1 is the bottom platform? So let me find what I'm doing. Honestly, I think I'd rather they use the turnaround siding, so getting them into the depot is a nightmare. Because from platform 1, the Northfield services can't access the turnaround siding. They can only get to that from platform 2. What am I looking at? Okay, let's get rid of Northfields, South Ealing, and Acton Town again. So let's come down the inner line to Acton Town, because that makes sense. That doesn't bring in weird questions. So Acton Town, South Ealing, Northfields. And then coming back up, we reckon we might use platform 4. But the Northfield terminators can't get to platform... can't get to the turnaround siding from platform 1. Let me have a look. Let me look at the timetable. That's my problem here, is I'm not looking at the timetable. So, scrolling through, down to like midday, when there's no real empty coach stock. This train to Terminal 4, which is the service I'm currently doing, uses platform 2 at Acton Town, so it uses the middle platform. So, that's one mystery solved. Apparently my chat has stopped scrolling automatically, that's nice fetch. So they go down through platform 2 Acton Town, that's what I wanted. Then at Northfields, platform 2. Everything seems to use 2 at Acton Town, except for a couple going to the depot that use 1. They have times for the depot, so they're not using the turnaround siding. Okay. It is questionable that they're not using the turnaround siding, but if they're not, then they're not. Coming back out of Terminal 4, they use platform 3 at Northfields and 3 at Acton Town. Again, what I expected. Okay. So the mystery is solved. I think. The depot services come through platform 1 at Acton Town, and they go through the middle platform at Arnosgrove, which is what I expected. And then the depot services from Northfields come out into platform 3. So everything comes out through 3. Okay, so back eastbound, we have through platform 3. There, Northfields, South Ealing, and Acton Town. Okay, that's what I wanted. I've got this service done. Apply those, buy a train. We'll get to the others in a minute. The Piccadilly Line. What stock does the Piccadilly Line use? He uses some really old stuff, doesn't it? It's the 72, I think. I'm inclined to say. Might tell me on the Wikipedia page. Really should tell me on the Wikipedia page. 1973. Well, I have that too. Right. Buy one to begin with. And then we see what the timings are like. It's going to take it 3 hours 20 to do a round trip. And I want them every 10 minutes. Okay, if I'm going to... So I'll add 5 minutes wait at T4, because they do actually have that. They do wait an awful long time at Heathrow Terminal 4. So say wait 5 minutes there. So now I need 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 1 hour. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 2 hours. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 3 hours. 10, 20. 21 trains, including the one I've already got, so clone it 20 times, which is good, because that's the most I can clone it at once. Purchase. And full service. Okay then, next line is the 10 trains per hour, no, 6 trains per hour to Heathrow Terminal 5, every 10 minutes, that's where the 10 came from. Fosters to Heathrow Terminal 5, base ticket price of 10, price per kilometre of 0.05, 40 seconds, and every 10 minutes. Okay then, we start out of Cockfosters. Yeah, I know I put 5:40, it's close enough to 5 minutes and it's not going to make a difference to the actual running of the service, so I'm kind of just rolling with it. Okay, go through the depot line, see if I care. I do care, I'm going to make you go round. Southgate. Arnos Grove. Don't try and use the sidings. It's not what we do. Bounds Green, Wood Green, Turnpike Lane. Got to go all the way back down the line now, but it is just following the one I've already done pretty much. L and Arsenal and Holloway Road and Caledonian Road and King's Cross and Russell Square and Holborn, Covent Garden, Leicester Square. That's not the right platform at Piccadilly Circus. Green Park, Hyde Park Corner, Knightsbridge, South Kensington, Gloucester Road, Earl's Court, Barons Court, Hammersmith, then fast all the way to Acton Town. And we've determined from the working timetable that we come down the middle lines. Boston Manor. Osterley, please. No. C. There we go. Hounslow East. Hounslow Central. It's very easy to click the wrong platform letter. Hatton Cross. Heathrow Terminal 2 and 3. Heathrow Terminal 5. Out the other platform at Heathrow Terminal 5. Use the reversing track. There are 2, but I can only make it use 1. Back through 2 and 3, and Hatton Cross, and Hounslow. Hounslow, Hounslow, Osterley, Boston Manor, Northfields, South Ealing, and Acton Town. Fast to Hammersmith, Barons Court, past West Ken, Earl's Court, South Ken, well, no, Gloucester Road, South Ken, Knightsbridge, Hyde Park Corner. Yeah, have fun with Waterloo, Johnny. That was a difficult one to do. Arguably, the signalling was almost worse than Paddington. It's probably better in the end because no bidirectional lines really. It's single directional up until the last possible moment, and then bidirectional right in the throat. But it still wasn't pleasant. I think the main issue is Waterloo is built on a curve, and we can't have curved platforms in NIMBY Rails. And trying to work around that, but still have the platforms long enough for the full length of train is difficult. Okay, that's that train, that service done. Purchase a train. I will have one to begin with. Just the one. And again, it's going to be 324. Is that what I had last time? It is, almost exactly. Okay, so I will go with cloning it 20 times again then. Clone 20. It would be good if they were added, and it is a sensible progression line, isn't it? So to have curved platforms. I imagine that they are a bit difficult to make and probably a bit difficult to build, even when they are added, but equally, I'm not restarting again to go and add them in, so they'll only be used in stations I haven't built yet. So that's that one. And there's 6 trains an hour to... No, 3 trains an hour to Rayners Lane and 3 trains an hour to Uxbridge. Okay. So, new line. Paste. LU-P. Fosters to Rayners Lane. Or Ray. No, Ray is used for Rains Park. RNL is probably okay. Again, 40-second dwells. Yeah, I can imagine Inverness is another difficult one. There are some slightly curved stations that you can do with straight platforms, but Inverness, Waterloo, Wemyss Bay would be difficult, I imagine. Lewisham was a bit of a pain. Not that, like 2 of the platforms at Lewisham are completely straight, but the other 2 are on quite a curve. Oakwood, Southgate, Arnos Grove, Bounds Green, Wood Green, Turnpike Lane, Manor House, Finsbury Park, Arsenal. Yep. In fact, I've done Earlstown. Have I done Earlstown? Yes. And whatever the other triangle station is, which might have been Saltley, I can't remember honestly. Earlstown's a bit of an awkward one as well, because to actually connect the station into each other, you have to make it all one station, you have to make the platforms quite a lot longer than they actually are. Which, when you're trying to make a straight platform cutting a curve where a curved platform should be, just adds to the difficulty. Hammersmith, Acton Town, and now we go on a different route, Ealing Common. North Ealing. Actually thinking about it, do they definitely go through platforms 2 and 3 as well? Yes, they do. Only the district lines go through platform 1. Shipley, yes. That is the other triangle station. That does ring a bell. both in the north. But I have just about got to both of them. I'm doing Renders Lane first, aren't I? Go into the reversing siding and back out. And back down we go. Yeah, the key when there's a lot of branches is to work out what terminus stations you want to have the dwells at. Cockfosters only works for the Piccadilly Line because it does have 3 platforms, although I am going to have 4 services. Stopping there. I guess going back the other way, does it definitely still use... Yep, they all use 3. Only the District Line uses 4. Oh, don't stop at Chiswick Park. Heathrow. The thing is about the District Line is it doesn't really have much early terminating going on. Like, there's Wimbledon to Edgware Road, Ealing Broadway to somewhere on the way to Upminster, if it's not all the way, Richmond to Upminster, or somewhere before then. And, well, that's it. Then there's obviously the Kensington Olympia branch, yeah. Well, the Kensington Olympia service is an interesting one. You could go for the weekend service pattern of every 20 minutes and just have it dwell for a while at either end, honestly, because nothing else is using the Kensington Olympia platform, and the only thing using the bays at High Street Kensington is early terminators during service disruption, not in actual service. So I'm not sure it actually is as complicated as it sounds to set up the District Line. The issue is it links up with all of the subsurface, so trying to do it on its own is difficult. Almost back at Cockfosters. There we go. Actually went round the side that time. Unexpected. And into the station. Set those. Oh, I won't buy trains yet, and there is a reason for that we will get to after I've set up the next line. To Uxbridge. 10:05. Yeah, they do both run all the way through to Upminster now, do they? I thought there was one that didn't run all the way necessarily. I know in peak hours there's more trains out of all of the branches that only go. Like I definitely last time I was on the District Line, it was peak hours and there was a Wimbledon to Tower Hill service. Normally Wimbledon only runs to Edgware Road. 20. No, this is the minimum stop time. What am I doing? I need to pay attention more. I just need to look at the last one. What did I do? That's wrong. Okay, coming down to Oakwood. Don't do what you just did. Via there. What are you... Oh, I understand. I put you into the wrong platform. That's okay, but please don't, like, completely bug out now, game. Yeah, I've typically taken the approach of ignoring any special peak services. The network that is the worst to set up, and I'm saying this from experience, having done it once before, is Transport for Wales. because they have so many once or twice a day services. If you look at the service pattern for the Heart of Wales line, it's like 3 trains a day that do the bottom half of it, 3 trains a day do the top half, 5 trains a day go straight through. And what on earth have I done? I have no idea. Why is it trying to go into the middle platform? What have I done? And then yeah, there's some other trains that just start from further away, like once a day. It's the worst line to set up in the world. What on earth is going on? I've gone back to Arsenal. Not found it yet. Okay, I'm just going to accept it, and maybe it'll fix itself as we get further along. I think it's just trying to find the shortest way to do what it wants. But that's not necessarily the best way. It thinks it can use Holborn, the Aldwych branch platform at Holborn, as a turnaround, but it has to wrong line it back there. And because I've not explicitly denied wrong lining along that stretch, that's still its best option. Yeah, the East Midlands Mowbray service, difficult. But I'd almost consider that a parliamentary service. How many extra stations have I done? And I'm typically skipping out on parliamentary services. That said, when I did Greater Anglia the first time, there's quite a few one-a-day services on there that I ended up putting in. The service through Burnley Arms, at the time, the Burnley Arms only got 1 train a day. It might still only get 1 a day. And I set that up because Burnley Arms had to get a train. But it meant that it had like a 22-hour dwell at Great Yarmouth. Or Lowestoft, wherever, I can't remember exactly which one. Which was fine. There was a spare... Well, I may have added in an extra platform for it, actually, but still, it was fine. Uxbridge, Ickenham, Ruislip. But yeah, Melton gets enough of an alternative service from Coast Country that I might not bother. Rayners Lane, South Harrow. Just got to work my way back round to Cockfosters now. Sudbury Town, Alperton, Park Royal, North Ealing, Ealing Common. How have I missed that happening on both lines? Go this way. And you, before you get back to Ealing Common, or even Acton Town even, go this way. Oh, and now you're arguing, aren't you? Why are you arguing? Why can you not do that? You can do that, you're just arguing for the sake of arguing, aren't you? After Ealing Common, on the way to Acton Town. And you, I've put it in... Oh, I put it in after Acton Town. Okay then, if I move it up, that should solve the situation. There we go. Worked it out. The Abbey line's okay, because again, it's a regular service, and it's separate. The regular service is fine to schedule in NIMBY Rails, and while a 45-minute service in real life on a normal line is a bit difficult to work with, because normally you're going for hourly or half-hourly or whatever, because it's completely separate from the main line, never really interconnects, they can work with it. Hyde Park Corner, Piccadilly Circus. My eye has just started watering for no discernible reason. That's fun. Russell Square, King's Cross, Caledonian Road, Holloway Road, Arsenal, Finsbury Park. I've completely lost track. Turnpike Lane, Wood Green, Bounds Green. Yeah, the round trip is a very awkward length. It's not quite short enough to be half-hourly service, and because the entire track's single line, they can't have two trains. Although I'm not totally clear on why they didn't just go for an hourly service. Okay, if I pause the game. To Rayners Lane, we have one train. And to Uxbridge, we have one train. So, Uxbridge needs a train every 20 minutes. That's 0, 20, 40, 1 hour, 20, 40, 2 hours, 20, 40, 3 hours, 20, and I'm going to say 40 with a long turnaround to Uxbridge. So that's 12 trains, so I need to have another 11. I've lost Uxbridge. There it is. Let's give it a nice, like, I don't know, 6-minute turnaround. Or even 10 minutes. And then, so this needs another 11 trains. Rayners Lane needs 20, 40, 1 hour, 20, 40, 2 hours, 20, 40, 3 hours. So it needs another 9 trains. I'm also going to try and give it a bit of a dwell at Rayners Lane, which is going to be difficult because I want to do it in the turnaround siding that I can't use. So this needs 9 trains, the other one needs 11, so I'm going to do the other one first. Where's Rayners Lane? There it is. How do I give you a nice dwell? If I up that to like 2 minutes. And I up this to 2 minutes. I'm just trying to avoid them having to wait too long at Cockfosters because they will block each other up. So, Uxbridge is going first. Full. And then I click play, and at 23:01 I set off Rayners Lane. This is complicated, but there is reason behind the madness, and that is to try and get the services to alternate. So 23:01, and then I'm going to be cloning the Uxbridge train at 23:11. I know this is complicated, but it makes sense in my head. 23:21, 23:31, 23:41, and 51, and 01, and 11, and at 21 and at 31 and at 41 and at 51. This is convoluted. 01, 11, and 21 and 31. It's nice and complicated, but we're getting there. And 41 and 51. And I'm going to slow time down. 1, 2, 3. It does say 10. 9. So I need one more on Rayners Lane and 2 more on Uxbridge. So at 01 we get one on Rayners Lane. And at 11 on Uxbridge. And maybe one more. Oh, that should be enough, but it does look like there might be some clashing going on up in the... yeah, there's some queuing. That one might have been unnecessary. I knew there would be queuing, but I was kind of hoping it wouldn't happen. Maybe if I delete one of the Uxbridge trains. We'll see how that levels out. But who knows? We're still getting queues, but I'm hoping it will improve a bit. Oh, look at this queue. But then we get them through so quickly once the queue dies down. Really, I could do with a 4th platform up here at Cockfosters. Yeah, just watch them queue up because every platform is full. Hopefully it should sort of kind of work. The service should stay pretty regular. The issue is just getting the trains in. They've got dwell time. They just use most of it sitting outside the station. Is the issue here. But that's fine. Everything seems to be working. Okay. So, and now, on to the last one. LUP Arnos Grove to Northfields. Arnos Grove. I'm sure that's a registration code. And that's probably a registration code too, but I feel like all of these are registration codes. Arnos Grove to Northfields. Also probably a station code. Oh well. Arnos Grove. Where are we? There. Start there. Bounds Green. Wood Green. Turnpike Lane. Manor House. That's not the right platform. Finsbury Park. Interested that it thinks it can get there. ASG. So I don't know how to find out. I didn't think underground stations had 3-letter station codes if they're exclusively underground. I don't know how I'd go about finding out, honestly. It's not like they have a real-time train system like National Rail does with real-time trains. So that's why I look for National Rail head code, 3-letter station codes if I don't know them. Ravenscourt Park, Stamford Brook. No, neither of those two. And not that one either. Acton Town. Oh, they have a PDF, do they? Clearly I've just missed that then. I'm sure I've looked before. I'll have to have a look for that in a minute. Now, the issue here is, as we come down through Acton Town, we're meant to be on platform 2. But then we're meant to be on platform... Oh no, we are meant to be on platform 1. Okay, ignore me. There is not actually an issue. Platform 1 and platform 1 at Northfields. And then we somehow have to turn around. It will work in the depot. Okay, it will let me do that. Cross over. And then there's the, wait, no, we go out through platform 3. And 3. So it's just one line up here that's just not used. But yep, I realised SW Transport. I noticed before I did it too wrong. It's because they've got platforms that I can stop at. It's very easy to forget that I'm not meant to stop at them. Barons Court, Earls Court, Gloucester Road, South Ken, Knightsbridge, Hyde Park Corner, Piccadilly Circus, Leicester Square, can't forget Covent Garden, the most pointless station to exist, Russell Square, King's Cross and Caledonian Road, Holloway, Arsenal, Finsbury Park, Manor House, Turnpike Lane, Wood Green, Bounds Green, and back to Honest Grove. Okay then. I didn't do the intervals, so that's fun. Apply, and interval time every 20 minutes. And purchase a train, just the one. What have we got? That's okay. It's an interval time actually. So it's 2040, 1 hour, 2040, 2 hours. So just the 6 trains. I need to clone 6 more. Clone 6. Oh, I didn't actually open the line to service. There we go. Whole Piccadilly Line is done now. Right, let's look for these TfL Station Codes. And zoom in, because apparently the stream didn't like being that far out and having that much running at that speed. TfL Station Codes. Aha, there is a PDF. It is the first result. It's great when more than one code exists for the same station, right? And when there's a duplicate. I mean, that's when you need to be changing your code. Right, then, let's have a look at what I might need to change because of this. Start at the top, the DLR. Beckton to Canning Town. Beckton is BEC, it's a duplicate, with Becontree on the underground. Well, BEC, Canning Town is CAT, which is a duplicate with Caterham on the National Rail network. It's only CTO on track access codes, or CNT, under some of the other codes. Which one do I use? CAT is the one that the DLR officially uses. CGT is used by the Underground. I think we'll go with the one the Underground uses. CGT, which is what I guessed. Look at me, knowing what I'm doing. Lewisham to Bank. Lewisham, you'd think would be in here with all the L's, wouldn't you? There it is. LEW. I don't know why I need to look that one up. That's on the National Rail Network. Bank, however, is a different matter. Ban or mon. Bunk. Well, I used bunk, but actually it looks like it might be ban. I think ban is used on the National Rail Network. But, oh well. SFA for Stratford International will be one I got off the National Rail Network. WWA for Woolwich Arsenal. Scrolling down. What have we got down here? Oh, these are the duplicate codes. Oh, you can't claim ban is a duplicate between Bank and Monument. They're the same station. Beck was duplicate between Baton and Becontree. Okay. And this clearly ignores the National Rail Network. If CAT, it's a duplicate between Camden Town and Canning Town, ignoring Caterham. Okay, duplicate codes is one thing, but duplicate codes where 3 stations all on one line. Actually, you stacked them up on a different line. Still 2 stations on one line. Different matter. Anyway, what was I looking for? Woolwich Arsenal. WOA. SRA for Stratford. Again, I probably got it off the national thing, but Stratford is SRA, but STR in DLR systems. Stratford International doesn't actually have a code on. Well, we don't have Network Rail, do we? We've only got London Overground. STI reckons, which is not a duplicate, but I'm going to stick with the National Network. Tower Gateway is... Well, I scrolled up way too far there. TOG. And to Beck. And then Woolwich Arsenal to wherever the other end of the line was, which I've already forgotten. Bank. Ban. And then this one, which was going to Canary Wharf. I got CWX from the system because it's in the national system for Crossrail now. So that's okay. On the trams, Wimbledon from the system to BKJ, Beckenham Junction, also in the system. Why is one tram there and the next tram's all the way down here? What's going on there? This one's got a space in it. That's what's going on there. New Addington to West Croydon. Bit of a different matter. I should just do this off camera, really, shouldn't I? But NAD, guessed correctly. West Croydon. Oh, well, that's on the national system. Wim to Ellie. Wimbledon to Elmer's End, I guess. Elmer's End. Elm. Oh, that was close. Is Elm really not a clash with Elm Park? It just feels weird. Yeah, I might just stop there. I'll go back to the others off camera sometime. Yeah, have a map. It's going to take forever to go through the underground, so... Let's slow that down so that the stream can cope and run at slightly more than 19 FPS. Right. Well, I've done a bit of stuff today. I've signalled out to Reading. No, I haven't. What am I on about? I've signalled out to Hayes and Harlington and Heathrow, and I've done the Piccadilly line. So I've done something. Wow, the line up to Uxbridge looks empty. 3 trains an hour really is not much. I did after the last stream. I think last stream we only got as far as like Exeter, maybe Taunton with the signalling. I did come in. I did up to Yeovil, Bournemouth, and I might have got to Salisbury. I got to there. I'm not sure I went past there, but I did get more done. So, that's the button I need. Got there eventually. I think, honestly, as I really don't want to go back to more signalling right this second, and I'm very hungry because I haven't eaten yet, I might wrap it up here. However, I will deal with this crash first. What's gone on here? So you're trying to get to Truro with your 142 passengers, and you're trying to get to Penzance with your 59 passengers. Why did you go past this signal that I assume is here? Might be a bit of a bold assumption. Yeah, there is a signal there. Why would you go past that if it's presumably red because there's already a train in the block? I know why I might do it. If I put a signal there, that might fix the issue. I'm thinking it's potentially a matter of... Oh, I'm going to have to interpose one of these because they've clogged up against each other. I think it's potentially a matter of... Because the train was... Yeah, the train was in the block. Here, down here. But it wasn't on its path. So this signal allowed a train, the HST, through onto the main line, even though a train was going to be in the way. The train wasn't in the way at the time, so everything was fine. Hopefully I fixed it by adding that extra signal in. It shouldn't cause an issue for the Falmouth branch because they do quite well to pass at Penryn anyway. I did a lot of work on the timings to get that to happen. The issue before was this was the last signal. So a train would pass this signal provided the main line was clear, and it couldn't pass that signal unless the main line was clear. But it didn't have to pass this signal. I think I fixed the issue. We can hope. Everything seems to be running pretty well down here. There's always less trains than I expect to see in Plymouth. I guess there's no cross-country in yet, but still. Actually, I've not got anything up to Paddington in yet, have I? So, of course there's less trains than I expect on the Cornish main line. That makes perfect sense, in all honesty. Okay, so now that I've fixed that issue, I'm going to wrap up again. So, thank you for all of you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed, and I will. Well, I don't know when I'll next be streaming. It could be a few months. I'm quite busy now, so I'll probably see you in a video next week. Goodbye.